Andre Ward dominates Rodriguez in a virtuoso performance, is what the headline reads. Dante's Boxing Nation, let's go ahead and get into it. You know, guys, there are only two fighters in the whole world of boxing that separate themselves from every other fighter in this great sport that we call boxing. And that is Floyd Mayweather, and that is Andre Ward. Now, see, when it comes to neurology, the right side of the brain is largely responsible for creativity, okay, and movement. But the key word is creativity. Now, keep in mind, the right side of the brain is the most difficult part of the brain to train, whereas the left hemisphere is more practical. And this is what the majority of us operate off, is the left side of the brain. It takes a very artistic, special person to operate off the right hemisphere of the brain. And this is what fighters like Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather, they are doing. Okay? They are operating with the right side of the brain. Creativity. Okay? Because you go back and you watch this fight with Andre Ward and Rodriguez, and you'll see some of the creative combinations that Andre Ward puts together. Combinations that you don't see from really any other fighter. And matter of fact, Roy Jones, he brought this up during the fight. He talked about how creative Andre Ward was with his combinations. For example, Andre Ward, he'll work a combination where he'll start at the bottom and he'll work his way up to the top, right? Now, that alone is not too uncommon for people to do that. But it's what punch Andre Ward, he ends the combination with. Like I said, he starts at the bottom, he works his way up to the top, but he ends the combination with a stiff-ass straight jab. And the jab is so quick and is so stiff that it almost looks like he's throwing a straight, okay? It almost looks like he's throwing two straights. He's throwing a right straight, and then he's almost coming back with a left straight. At least that's the way it looks, because you don't normally see someone in a 4 or 5 punch combination with a stiff jab. And basically what Andre Ward is doing is he's constantly keeping you guessing, okay? He's constantly keeping you guessing in the ring. So that's one of the many different type of, combinations that he puts together. He's always thinking. Like I said, the brain is basically a computer. And some people's brain processes data 10 times quicker than other people. And this is what fighters like Andre Ward, he does. I always use the analogy when fighters like this get in the ring, they basically type up, a fighter's information. Okay, he's 6'1". Okay, he's orthodox. He has a big right hand, etc., etc. They type all this info in, and by the second, third round, if you are a very, very special fighter, that blueprint would have printed out by then. And now you already have all of the answers to the test. And this is what a very special fighter possesses in the ring. Okay, like I said, if you look at a lot of the champions today, you take for example Peter Quillin, Mikey Garcia, Sergio Martinez. Let's just start with Peter Quillin, for example. When Peter Quillin was fighting against Gabe Rosado, the blueprint never printed out. So because of this, Peter Quillin, he was forced to guess the majority of the answers on the test. Whereas, like I said, a special fighter, he already has the answers to the test. Peter Quillin was trying to figure out what to do next from round to round. All right? And this is what I mean when I say most fighters are operating with the left hemisphere of the brain. You take Sergio Martinez, for example, fighting against Martin Murray. Throughout that entire fight, Sergio Martinez never really got the answers to the test. He was guessing the majority of the answers. That's the reason why he has so many problems with a very ordinary opponent, Martin Murray. He kept getting caught with the same right hand over and over. He got caught with it so much till eventually it knocked him down. He's fighting with the left side of the brain. Now, and this is not to suggest that brains always beats brawn, but it does at least the majority of time. Okay? Now let's go ahead and talk just a little bit about this fight. Now, I think as a lot of us, or at least a lot of smart fans expected, Andre Ward, he pretty much dominated the fight. I really thought that Andre Ward would get the knockout in this fight. I think he came really close to getting it in the 11th round when he caught Rodriguez with, I believe, the left hook that you see in this picture right here. Rodriguez was really, really hurt. And the only reason he didn't get knocked out is because he went into complete survival mode and he was tying up Andre Ward even more than he was previously. He survived the knockout that almost took place in that 11th round. Okay? So Andre Ward didn't get the knockout, but like I said, he dominated in a very, very good, impressive performance. I agree with Andre Ward. It looked like Rodriguez was really just trying to win, like he was trying to make it a really, really ugly, tussling type fight and hoping that he would just land a lucky punch and it would be over with. Okay, the fact that Rodriguez didn't even try to make weight and he came in there in the ring trying to be as physical as he possibly could, it kind of suggested that that was all, designed for him to come in there and basically try to have some type of physical advantage weight-wise. Andre Ward, he was doing so many impressive things in this fight. I mean, he goes to the body like a pressure fighter while thinking like an intelligent fighter. He's giving you a little bit of both brains and brawn. But of course, it's always more brain than brawn. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I've seen a couple articles that basically headline stuff like Andre Ward, virtuoso performance, exciting, dominant, etc., etc. Was probably the most frightening thing is, just like they were talking during the fight, this is Andre Ward after a 14-month layoff, okay? I mean, just imagine how a consistent Andre Ward is going to look. Doesn't this whole story sound very similar? It probably does, because it sounds like we're talking about Floyd Mayweather. How Floyd Mayweather comes off of long layoffs and he jumps back in the ring like he never even left. This is what we have with Andre Ward. Andre Ward, like I said, he has a tremendous passion. He wants to show the world that he's the best fighter in the world. And it resonates throughout opponents or potential opponents that may possibly think about getting in the ring with him in the future. Or maybe I should say they don't think of getting in the ring with him. Fans and the media in the boxing world, they may want to see these certain fights. But I thought it was pretty interesting that Andre Ward, he said after the fight to a lot of the media that he doesn't believe that Golovkin will call him out. Doesn't that sound funny? I mean, it sounds funny to me because Andre Ward is practically daring a very fearless type fighter like Gennady Golovkin to call him out. And realistically, I think the majority of us give Golovkin not too much of a chance to win that fight. So it's understandable why Golovkin wouldn't want to fight Andre Ward, but it just shows you the level that Andre Ward is on when you could basically make a fighter like Gennady Golovkin, who has been willing to fight everyone, not want to get in the ring with Andre Ward. I'm telling you, man, this man is on a whole nother level, and that proves it right there. Now, what's so interesting about the Gennady Golovkin situation is Gennady Golovkin is another fighter who would seem to be one of the most avoided type fighters. All right? Sergio Martinez, Team Martinez, they have made millions of excuses why they're trying to avoid him. I already told you guys, I don't think Canelo Alvarez is going to get in the ring with someone like a Gennady Golovkin, but Andre Ward is willing to get in the ring with Gennady Golovkin. And Andre Ward, he is eager to get that opportunity, which probably will never take place. Or I don't want to say never. Let's just say not anytime soon do I think that fight will take place. But if Gennady Golovkin has no one else that will fight him, he just may have to do it. I mean, that's kind of how we got the Sergio Martinez versus Paul Williams fight. Nobody really wanted to fight Sergio. Nobody really wanted to fight Paul Williams. So they end up fighting each other. It's one thing when you have a fighter avoiding a certain fighter, or if you have maybe that fighter's promotional team avoiding a particular fighter. But when you have fans avoiding a certain fighter for their favorite fighter, like, basically, in other words, protecting their fighter, That says a whole lot, guys. And what I'm really getting at when I say this is, when I see the comments on YouTube and all type of blogs, you can see that even boxing fans who are defending fighters like Gennady Golovkin, Sergio Martinez, whoever it may be, they get very, very quiet when it comes to the name Andre Ward. Even the fans know that someone like Gennady Golovkin, he would not have the best chances going up against Andre Ward because of Andre Ward's virtuoso skills. Even Jim Lampley, who we all know, he definitely would be rooting for Gennady Golovkin in a fight with Andre Ward. But even Jim Lampley said during the broadcast of this fight that he truly believed that Andre Ward would most likely beat Gennady Golovkin. That says a lot, guys. That says a lot. When you have fans that are basically coming to a submission when it comes to admitting that Andre Ward is better than their own fighter that they support. So anyway, Andre Ward, he proved why he's pound for pound number 2 best fighter in the world. And he seems to be somewhat of an heir apparent to Floyd Mayweather. Once Floyd Mayweather retires, it's kind of hard not to see Andre Ward being number 1. I mean, of course, you have Guillermo Rigo down there as well. And there's no telling whose undefeated record he'll take next or what great champion he'll fight and beat next. We'll just have to see. But for now, Andre Ward is the real deal. And before I end this video, also Andre Ward was talking about a potential fight with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., which would be a pay-per-view fight. That's what he was saying, that it would be a pay-per-view fight. It would be a big fight if they could put that together. But we know damn well Julio Cesar Chavez is not going to get in the ring with this monster, Andre Ward. Chavez wants no part of Ward, just like I don't really think Golovkin, at least right now, wants any part of Ward. Now I do think that, like I told you guys before, I know I'm repeating myself, but once again, if Golovkin has no one else to face, he may be willing to jump up and fight Andre Ward. But we haven't heard Golovkin say anything about Andre Ward. It's like whenever if a person is interested in fighting, you'll normally hear some type of response article where the fighter will be saying, well, okay, Ward, he's saying he wants to fight me. Well, hell, I want to fight him too. Normally you'll hear something like that if the fighter is interested in fighting that guy. But we haven't heard Golovkin say anything about Andre Ward in the last couple of years. So that leads me to believe that Andre Ward or Golovkin, he has no interest in fighting Andre Ward right now. So that's really all I got on this one, guys. I'm on to the next one.